Do you remember learning to read your very first book? Sounding out each letter until the words called you to adventure. Drawing your tiny fingers over the beautiful illustrations until the characters came to life. It was like being given a key to a secret world, a magical world that was created just for you. Unfortunately, that's not how the story goes for thousands of young children in South Africa. For the past 2 decades, there have been great efforts to improve the quality of literacy performance and reading in young children, with little impact. In 2021, Progress in International Reading Literacy Study found that 81% of grade 4 learners in South Africa could not read for meaning in any language, and that the biggest decline was African languages. This is hardly surprising, considering how few readers, teaching materials, or even age-appropriate storybooks are available in African languages.
When I was growing up, the books I had access to were books that were read by my cousins and my aunts and uncles who were doing grade 7, 8, and 9. So there was no literature for children in the foundation phase, really. And then there were some books that we got from school that were teaching us to practice our mameli, but there was no literature for children at all. So when I could read, I then read those books that were read by my uncles in upper grades.
In 2020, the Zenex Foundation set out to change the current narrative by partnering with 4 literacy experts: the Maltino Institute for Language and Literacy, Room to Read South Africa, South African Institute for Distance Education, and Nelson Mandela Institute for Education and Rural Development, to create a series of readers and storybooks and teaching resources that will help learners with decoding, letter sounds, word recognition, and reading fluency comprehension, while encouraging a culture of reading. The result is the Ulwazi Lwethu collection, a series of 1,430 high-quality, CAPS-aligned African language graded readers, storybooks, anthologies, classroom libraries, big books, and worksheets, written in all 9 African languages for foundation phase learners.
We have tried to contribute just one aspect of the whole learning to read process, and that is providing reading resources for the children of this country. Firstly, readers that allow teachers to teach children to read, but also books that allow children to enjoy, to love, to touch, to imagine, to expand their vocabulary, to acquire a lot of background knowledge through reading the books.
The Ulwazi Lwethu collection is unique in that all the books are not only written and adapted in indigenous languages by mother tongue speakers, but that the themes and characters reflect the realities of South African children's multilingual experiences. In line with the Department of Basic Education's new literacy plan, which calls for resources to be age-appropriate and culturally relevant.
UNESCO has indicated since the early 1970s that it's important for the child to actually internalize basic concepts in the first language. If you really want to be successful in mastering basic literacy, then you must focus on the first language, and then after that, when you introduce the second language, the child will be able to successfully transfer that knowledge to the second language.
The Ulwazi Lwethu project is a great resource in that it is firstly providing another kind of text that was not previously widely available. In that you've got like these graded and decodable texts that teachers can use as a teaching resource, in addition to learners having access to more books that they can read.
But it extends the number of titles available, and that provides a very useful basis for research and understanding readability levels for children in our foundation phase.
The Ulwazi Lwethu project tells a uniquely South African story. It took 3 years and over 26 experts from different disciplines to put this critical body of work together, with quality being the ultimate goal, which is why every aspect of the project was developed and quality assured by African language and literacy experts.
If you look at the developing partners, they all come from different perspectives and even different areas. And when they brought their expertise together to establish leveling for when they were developing the books, they created phenomenal leveling systems that are very in-depth, very scientific.
For Zenex, this was truly a collaborative project. Yes, we started off with a seed of an idea, but we were able to bring together experts from the literacy field, and they worked very closely together, learning and sharing their expertise. And for us at Zenex, it was also a learning journey. Not only was it sharing and collaborating within the project and with the various partners, but it was also sharing widely within the field of literacy. We're really proud of this project for what the team has produced, but also that it was truly collaboration in action.
There's no doubt that the Ulwazi Lwethu collection is a milestone in South Africa's history, both for literacy and our 9 indigenous languages.
And we all want children to be treated fairly, to have all the benefits and all the advantages that they should have in life. And I feel like today is a wonderful start in that direction.
It's left me feeling really positive about the future for children in this country when we think about the variety of books that they're going to have access to.
The strides that we have made in this pertinent field would lead to further developments in African languages, and that we can truly help our learners to flourish in reading and in future success.
The Ulwazi Lwethu project is the first chapter of many, many more in the fight to ensure that every child gets to experience the joy of reading and hearing their own stories read in their own words, on their own terms.
Yuna ukotula tapui. Yuna o abina. Mumu ukotula eye.